Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 4 of Tracker titled Mount Shasta. So we start off with, Coulter getting a call from not Teddy and Velma, but Renee. Well, we don't actually see him getting the call, we just see him showing up. So Renee's friend, Erica's son, who goes to this wilderness-type school, has gone missing. The episode starts off with us showing us Noah running away in the woods. So they get into the school and, Tracker does his thing. He kind of clocks that the principal's a bit more nervous than he's letting on, a bit more worried than he's letting on, He learns that one student last saw Noah leaving the library, but he clocks that as bullshit. After investigating his room, he, looks around and notices that, hey, he's got a girlfriend. That's probably going to be important later. It is. He notices... So he tracks down the kid again. And the kid reveals that, in fact, he last saw him in the blind spot. So there's cameras everywhere. But there's a blind spot that the students know about and the people know about. And that's where the kid actually last saw Noah. He was arguing with this dude named Noah, who works maintenance at school. So they bring that to the principal and the head of security, whose name I forgot. And they tell him that Zeke didn't show up for work. So now they're thinking, okay, this is a kidnapping. They think it's especially that when they noticed in Zeke's car while he was leaving, Noah was in the back seat hidden. So he gets Bobby, to run his phone, Zeke's phone, and he finds 8 calls to this woman, Lisa Jeffries. So Tracker goes to her house, and he notices the door kicked in and her all beat to shit. And he confronts her and asks if Noah did it. And then we get the confirmation that no, Noah didn't do this. Noah is, in fact, her boyfriend. They met at Mount Vernon. Not Mount Vernon. They met at the school. Anyway. We also learn that Zeke didn't kidnap him, but instead helped him get out, because the person who did beat up Lisa is her ex-boyfriend, Roy, who is also her former drug dealer. So Noah decided to confront him, and I'm assuming he went to do it himself instead of the cops, because, it's also noted in the episode that Noah relapsed into drug use, and Lisa is also probably still maybe a drug user, I don't know. So they probably wanted to do this in-house instead of getting the cops, because they didn't want to go down with the ship too. I'm assuming. Also, Noah's like a teenager and dumb. So they figure out Tracker and them figure out where Roy works, and he goes and gets information from the bartender, bodyguard, security guard, bouncer, that's the word. And he reveals that Noah and Zeke did show up and confront Roy, but Roy got mad, pulled out a piece, and chased off Zeke and Noah. He ends up driving them while... It should also be noted that the head of security came in and started working with Tracker. He decided to search Roy's house while Coulter, did his investigations. He's driving to, not Roy's house, Roy's second house, because they find out from Velma and Teddy that he had a second house, a cabin that he inherited. And he finds Zeke coming out shot and dead and dying. He finds the overturned car, which I'm guessing Zeke just called from. And eventually the head of security comes up and meets up with him. They track some blood from Noah before splitting up, where Tracker finds Noah, and he's held at gunpoint by Noah for a little bit. He eventually, gets Noah to trust him by, talking about Rini, before they hear gunshots and go on to find the head of security shot. The head of security is a perfect character. He had a perfect character arc in the one episode he's going to appear in. He came off as abrasive, and then he became, then he kind of let his character show, He refused to let Coulter and Noah stay, instead telling him to get the kid out. So I like that about him. So they try to escape, but Roy finds them. Tracker managed to shoot and beat up Roy down, saving the day. Yeah. The security guard is mentioned that he survived, and Noah decides to stay at the wilderness school. Yeah. Overall, pretty good episode. Also, I'm sorry if I'm calling Coulter Tracker. It's just, yeah. It's kind of easy. I kind of noticed that keep trying to call him Tracker, so, yeah. I kind of wish that, Coulter would do more. We could at least see him. I get it. Maybe they wanted to have a bigger cast, but I don't think this is the show that needs a bigger cast. I feel like Bobby, Rini, and Tracker should be the only three main characters you really need. Teddy and Velma just seem kind of redundant. Because what they do, Tracker himself could do, searching the internet, searching online and finding, missing people, missing objects, and the rewards, or it could be delegated to Bobby, who, scours around online and finds, deeds and whatever. Not saying I don't like Teddy and Velma's characters from what little we get from them. I'm just saying it just kind of feels... Those are the most redundant of the characters that I don't think we need, but whatever. I'm still sticking with my... I think I'm going to be wrong. Last episode, I predicted that it'd be episode 5 that we see Tracker answer the phone of his brother, but we didn't even get a mention of him this episode, so maybe I'm thinking that's going to be a season finale type of thing. Because there's only 13 episodes this season, so maybe that's going to be like a season finale. Because they didn't even mention the brother this episode, so yeah. Also, Rini was again likable this episode. I feel like maybe they didn't have the hang of what her character was going to be in the first episode. And now they kind of are getting a hang of her. So yeah. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. And I'll see you in the next video.